Well, hello everyone. I'm on my own at the minute because I want to show you something first. I've said to Edgar about what we're planning to do this week for the story of Jesus. I said we're going to talk about Jesus being in a boat, and maybe we'd make a boat. So we made a boat, and he loves his boat so much he has just been sitting in it for days. So I wanted just to show you what he's been doing. Okay, so you're going to come with me till I show you where he is at the minute. Okay, so we're going to leave the study out through the patio door into the garden. You ready? Wait for it. Look, there he is. There he is in his boat that he's made, and he just loves it, and he's been playing in it and sitting in it for ages, getting ready for this week's story. So boats aren't meant to go on grass, boats are meant to go on water, so we've brought Edgar down to the water, and he's really excited. Look, he's taking no chances. He's got his armbands on because he knows the water's dangerous. Doesn't he? You always have to be careful in the water. But what he's doing is he's going to get into his boat, and we're going to launch him out to sea and see if he can make it across to the other side of the lake. What do you think? Will he be able to manage it? We've just seen the weather forecast, and it's going to be a bit stormy maybe. He didn't know about that. Are you happy to go out in the storms? Don't like storms? Sure you don't? No, but I think it'll be okay. You want to trust me? No? Well, you've been filmed here now, so we need to get you out, whether you think so or not. So yeah, we're getting him out in the sea, and we'll see how it goes, okay? We are right down now at the sea, and when he heard about the storms, he wanted a wee bit of extra protection. So before he would get into the boat, he wanted to make sure he was well covered in case there was any rain. So we've got him covered up, and he's ready to go. And now the big question is, will he be able to make it to the other side? So here he is, floating about on the sea. Look at the great time he's having. Just sea's beautiful and calm. Look at the wind blowing the sails, smile on his face. Isn't it just a beautiful thing to be able to do? But can you imagine if a storm was to come, how scary it would be? It would get dark, the sea would get rough, rain would start to fall, maybe thunder and lightning. Can you imagine how scary that would be on a tiny boat in the middle of a lake at night? That's what happened in the Bible story. Have a listen. It's found in Mark chapter 4. So this is one of the stories of Jesus in a boat, and wait till you hear what happens. That day when evening came, he said to his disciples, "Let us go over to the other side." Leaving the crowd behind, they took him along just as he was in the boat. There were also other boats with him. A furious squall came up, and the waves broke over the boat, so that it was nearly swamped. Jesus was in the stern, sleeping on a cushion. The disciples woke him and said to him, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" He got up, he rebuked the wind and said to the waves, "Quiet, be still." Then the wind died down, and it was completely calm. He said to his disciples, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" They were terrified and asked each other, "Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him." Can you imagine how scary it would have been to be in the boat that night? The storm blowing, even the sailors, the disciples who'd been in the water for so often, they were afraid. They thought they were going to die. But then Jesus wakened up, and he was so amazing and so powerful. He was in control of everything, and all he had to do was speak. And when he spoke, even the sea was calm. The wind disappeared. The storm was taken away. the disciples looked at Jesus and they were so amazed. So amazed. Who is this person who can control even the storms, they thought. Sometimes, like the disciples, we get afraid as well. We go through things that make us afraid, all kinds of things. Even adults get afraid. But Jesus says, you don't need to be afraid. I love you, and I'm with you, and I will never leave you. So Edgar's got one final message to show you. Okay, so we're going to finish up the story where we started off. We're going to take you outside again, out to where Edgar is in his boat, and he's got a message, one final message for you, one thing that he's learned from his boat and from this story about Jesus. So see if you can read what it says and his big sign above his boat. When Jesus is with us, we don't have to be afraid of anything. We don't need to be afraid of anything at all. Because when Jesus is with us, he has the power to do everything to keep us safe, to look after us, and he loves us so much we can trust him all the time. Okay, so we're going to say goodbye today, and what we're going to do now, I'm going to put up some Bible verses on the end of the video, and what you can do is you can find them in your Bible and then you can read them out, and if you want to record them and send them to us, they're all promises in the Bible that you don't need to be afraid. So read them, video yourself, read them, get your mum and dad to video them, and maybe send them to us and see all these promises that God makes in his Bible. So bye for now, we'll see you next week.